Silly season, as it's known in newspaper circles, is normally limited to August when there isn't much news about. But we've had a silly season for about 2 years now, haven't we? Ever since the departure of Boris Johnson from number 10, a conveyor belt of prime ministers then followed. I know he was loved by many, but Boris Johnson limped from one self-inflicted crisis to another, and I can never forgive him for folding to the prophets of doom at Sage and being at the helm for lockdowns, mask mandates and vaccine tyranny. Liz Truss had some of the right ideas, but her political skills were non-existent, and the delivery of her policies was like a car crash in slow motion, particularly that ill-fated mini-budget, which temporarily tanked the economy. So in steps Rishi Sunak, who you might not have noticed actually steadied the ship. He ended the Brexit impasse in relation to Northern Ireland with the flawed but just about good enough Windsor framework, which has seen the return of goods flowing freely from mainland UK to Northern Ireland. Also, the economy is picking up. Inflation is going down faster than Paris Hilton in a hotel room, with some economists predicting the cost of prices could fall below 2%, the Bank of England target, before the end of the year. What happens when inflation is low? Well, it's the ultimate tax cut. You've got money in your pocket, your wages have value, goods are cheaper, and interest rates fall. So, this year, with Brexit Britain having defied the odds and avoided recession, unlike the Eurozone and Germany in particular, you're going to see a lot more money sloshing around. There's going to be growth, there's going to be investment, and hard-working Brits are going to go shopping again. All of this on Rishi Sunak's watch. Now, the Rwanda plan looks to be an expensive white elephant. But if the government can defy the odds and get those flights going before November, the optics of that will have political significance. So, full disclosure, I am a Rishi Sunak Spartan and called for him to be Prime Minister at the start of 2022, when the Mail on Sunday revealed that the then-Chancellor Sunak stopped Boris Johnson sending Britain into yet another lockdown the previous Christmas. So look, he's a multi-millionaire, not exactly man of the people. But I think compared to Starmer, Rishi Sunak is the right CEO for the country at the moment. People label him just a technocrat. Well, absolutely. He is a technocrat. Bring it on. Right now, with our economic problems and the world increasingly at war, we need someone that gets down to the detail. An administrator, a policy wonk, an accountant, a number cruncher, a strategist, a chief executive that gets the job done. Now, Rishi Sunak is not perfect, but he's like Winston bloody Churchill compared to the cervix-free leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, who is nothing more than a walking political algorithm, a human manifestation of ChatGPT software gone wrong, and a man responsible for more U-turns than Maureen from driving school. Which is why it is utterly astonishing that indulgent Tory backbenchers are calling for Sunak's head. Prize numpty Sir Simon Clarke and all of those kamikaze Conservatives manoeuvring to get Sunak out are demonstrating not just disloyalty, but sheer idiocy. Look at the alternatives. Penny Mordaunt, who got herself in a pickle over trans rights. Suella Braverman, who speaks for millions of ordinary Brits, but I fear would be Liz Truss Mark II. Robert Jenrick, a nice enough guy, but even his mother doesn't really know who he is. And you'd need to be high on drugs if you thought there was any practical way that Boris Johnson could return. Which leaves Badenoch, that's right, Kemi Badenoch, who was the strongest option behind Sunak during the original leadership election. I'm a huge fan, and one day she will make a great Prime Minister. Her time will come, but not just yet. I don't think the public, or more importantly, the Tory party, quite realise what they've got in Rishi Sunak. A teetotal workaholic with no background of sleaze, no mistresses or affairs. He's a family man, a man of faith, no drunken parties, just a self-made guy who decided to enter politics to make a difference. It's an unfashionable opinion to back Rishi Sunak, but I specialise, as you know, in unfashionable opinions. Sometimes they don't age too badly. Another leadership election wouldn't just throw the Tory party into chaos and gift power to Labour. A new Prime Minister right now would be an insult to the British people. The next election has got to be Sunak versus Starmer. Here's hoping the best man wins.